Here, it's a bit of a different view from what we've seen before, but that's when you write an agent. That's the things you will look at, need to worry about in all this. Is generally, if you've got a database somewhere, you might have already some layer, data access layer or business logic that deals with the database. You might not have that, so you connect directly to the database through your agent. Depends what you want to use. We will do both throughout the exercises. But there's a mapping functionality built in the ADK, so which means you don't have to write if your database, the student name is called name. But the SCF object wants it in first name. You need a mapping update that has to go copy this field to that field. You can do that through a mapping configuration rather than code if you want to. Get to that this afternoon. Here, that should kind of indicate the agent you have to write. It's made up of publishers and subscribers, a number of them. That's the bits, the hooks you have to write. And generally, it's very little code you have to write. You just define a class of that type, student personal, provide, and you have it. There's a couple abstract methods in there, you implement those. Generally, throughout the exercise, it's 1-2 lines. Won't be much more than that. The things in that color means that's a SCF common framework. I forgot to mention that. It has a property file. I will get to that a little bit. These things there in the green is edit structures, bits and pieces underneath. And this is what you deal with in day-to-day with your apps. Main components an agent is made of publisher, subscriber. Here you see a few classes. When you write a publisher in Java, you extend something called base publisher. In .NET, it's called generic publisher. When you write a publisher, remember a publisher broadcasts events or it responds to requests. Going back to a couple of presentations. So you have an event and a response iterator. These are not, the Java guys, these are not proper iterators as in Java. I just called it because they have the same behavior, but it's not a full iterator. They're called the same in .NET, so that's all, nothing new or different in .NET. And then you've got the opposite. You've got the subscriber. You extend a base subscriber or generic subscriber. It processes events because it receives events, or it processes responses, implement those methods. You have a couple of configuration files, the agent CFG. That's the one the Pearson's SCFworks ADK requires. It has things in there like the zone URL, the zone you can connect to. It has things in there like, am I a pull or push agent? Do I use HTTP, HTTPS? That sort of things. It's all the infrastructure style things. The SCF agent.properties file, you can name that differently. And when you read through the documentation, it will explain it to you. But for the moment, that's what it's called. That is the SCF common framework property file that indicates how you wire up the agent. Which publishers are part of that agent? Which subscribers? And we use as a reflection, or a similar thing in .NET. This instantiates these publishers automatically. So you only write the publisher, but you don't write in the agent. You just go and configure that publisher, this make up that agent. That's it. It has behavioral stuff in there, like do I run a single multi-thread? Do I sync or I don't sync? What's my frequency when I broadcast events and things like this? That's what that. It's all about the framework. First one is the ADK.